Okay, guys, this is part 1. This is part 2. Today's part 2. Let's go. It's part 2. I'm so happy. Aren't you guys so happy that we have part 2 now? Because, same with me. But guess what? I'm super happy that I'm doing another one of these because I love to do these story times, especially on Roblox. Anyways, let's just get into my part 2 story time. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So I am a new student at this school where I live. You already know that because I said in part 1. But so I have this special class where we switch into a place. Like, we have specific classes like math class. Thursdays and Fridays we switch. Thursdays and Fridays we switch in the mornings, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays we switch in the afternoon. So I think morning is way better. But anyways, so when we ever go to math class, we always have the specific number for these comfy chairs whenever we have them. Like, I'm number 15, and it goes up all the way to 24. Okay, so anyways, but oh my gosh. But there's this guy I have a crush on, and we already know. But so we have these days where whenever we have like spring break, we always do these fun activities. Like for summer break, we did this week where we get to do like sleepovers. So for winter break, we got to dress up in our pajamas, and I was wearing my Stitch slippers that day, and I was wearing these really comfy Stitch slippers and like plaque. I think it's really nice. I was wearing these plaque blue PJ pants with a Stitch t-shirt. Those are typical of my routine for me wearing my PJs. Those are my usual PJs I wear. But that day, I was wearing Stitch socks because you know me, I love Stitch. You can see my username for my YouTube channel is Stitch, right? So you obviously know I love Stitch. But anyways, so then that day we were at math class because we usually do math class, and it was on a Friday, and everybody was super excited because it was going to be winter break. So I was really excited because it was the end of the day, because it was in the morning. So we also had like some sort of field trip, so we couldn't go in the afternoon because they said we're gonna do it in the afternoon, but they realized we're gonna have a field trip in the morning. Wait, no, we were gonna have a field trip in the afternoon, so they had to do it in the morning. Then my crush sat next to me. I didn't sit next to him. He sat next to me. Listen, he does this every once in a while. I said every once in a while. Not all the time, sometimes all the time. But I was like, is this normal or am I just ridiculous? Then I realized he was playing with my Stitch slippers. So I started to have fun with him by where I moved my foot when he tried to touch my slippers, which I was actually really having fun because our math and science teacher was just talking to a faculty worker. There's no such other thing. Then he started playing with my Stitch slippers, which I was like, this is usual. He usually does this, but not all the time. So I became really happy. So I decided just to play with him. Then we always do this thing where I said, I forgot what it was like. Skippity toilet, Alpha Rizzler. Whenever he was playing football with his friends, I always yelled, Skippity toilet, and then he said Alpha Rizzler, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So it was pretty usual. We usually talk to each other, but whenever he did it with Ellie, he never answered. So that was something that I knew. But after the years gone by, I got a little sassier to him. And I don't know what happened, but he somehow got, I think, a little sassier to me. So I really wanted to try to earn his trust back. So I try to dress up as fancy as I can. But we had to move seats. Every 9 weeks we move our seats. So we changed seats, and I sat next to this guy. His name is Knox F. He's my best. He's like a friend. And then I have this friend named Elijah. And one of Elijah's friends said, "Oh, are you rizzing Brianna up?" And he was like, "No, I'm not." And then I was just like, hee hee. So if any of my classmates are watching, please leave a like. I'm a YouTuber in the making. Oh my gosh, I almost fell. But yeah, my crush, he usually sat next to me sometimes, but oh my gosh, I almost fell. But y'all tell me what your guys' favorite movie is. Oh, my arms hurt. And I'll do a nail review because I painted my nails and they're really pretty. So, yeah. We're getting off track. Oh my gosh. But, yeah, on winter break, he sat next to me, played with my Stitch slippers, and that was really much it. Then after, guess what happened? So, almost at the end of the year, we have this thing where we do a few groups. So we were doing this thing where we tested our kind of bridges, and mine held the most pennies. Mine held 75 pennies. If any of my classmates are watching, my group was Eloise, she's a pick-me, and my crush. And I don't think he knew this, but I had a crush on him. Gabe, if you're watching this, can you please leave a like? I really want you to like it. But I have 2 accounts, one on my computer and one on my phone. So this is one of my accounts that I'm playing on. My main Roblox account is decorated. This one is just, I made this one like a month ago, so I might be lagging out for a few minutes. But this phone is really good, so it's gonna work fine. So, but yeah, those were my memories of school. I really miss my friends, especially my grade. I'm not telling y'all my grade because y'all are gonna think I'm really suspicious. But, I really had fun with this kind of grade. I really had fun. All my classmates, please join around. I want to see y'all again. I really miss y'all. If my comments are available, can you please leave a comment? I want to know how you guys are feeling and how you're doing. But yeah, there was this girl, her name is Ellie. She was really mean to me, if I'm being honest. So I really ignored the fact that she did. So when I first joined my school, I was actually kind of creeped out because it was my first time at this school and I didn't know really what the actual kind of facts were about this. So when I was sick, I got a really bad cough, and then so I asked, Miss so-and-so, can I please get my cough drop from my locker? So then she looks at me like I just gave birth in the middle of the class, and she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. She looked at me like I just gave birth in the middle of the class, and I'm like, can I get a cough drop from my locker, please? And then I was just like, and then she was like, I'm not sure if we're allowed to do that because you're only supposed to go when you're at the nurse's office. So I was a little too scared to ask if I could go to the nurse's office and get a cough drop. And guess what? I didn't ask because I had cough drops stuffed in my backpack. But I felt like, I was like, no. And I felt humiliated because guess what? I was sitting next to my crush. And it was not any other day. It was my worst day ever because I was really sick, and this was during winter. And you know me, I get really sick once it's winter. I love winter, but I also get really sick because I once had a fever on Valentine's Day, and you know me, I hate when I get sick on any kind of occasion. Any occasion. And this was the worst day to get sick because guess what? We had a Valentine's party. And I was so happy and I was excited for it. They were like, oh, nope. My brain was like, nope, you have to be sick because I had a fever of 101. And I was like, how did I get this fever? And I'm like, can I please stay? And the nurse was like, no, you can't because you have a fever. You have a fever and it's contagious. And I'm like, huh? It's what now? And she's like, it's contagious. And I was like, if I put my forehead on somebody's forehead, will they get the fever? And I didn't really say that, but I was going to say it because I was like, oh. But sadly, this is going to be the end of today's amazing video. Anyways, goodbye, guys.